I'm not telling you, you don't got to go and say, my wife's leaving me and my kids hate me. And that's not that kind of vulnerability. But you need to have some organizational vulnerability so that they can understand that there's room for them to grow as you're growing.
Yeah. So how hard have you found that to be to teach to leaders?
Well, you got to remember, I advise general officers in the military.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
And so, when you're a general and you've done all the work to get to that point, you're paid to be cocksure, confident, directive, follow through. You don't have a lot of time to be, pulling the brakes. And so, the generals that hired me probably a lot of times regretted it because I would speak truth to power and I would say things like, that's not a very bright idea. And let me show you how it's going to play out at the level of the rats. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that I found that were the most successful, that went the farthest, that resonated the best with the entire force, and actually grew. You talked about accession planning. Actually grew leaders to take on the next iterations of the organization. Those were the people that would humble themselves sometimes and admit when they made their mistakes, apologize, get to a point of clarity, and then move on. But boy, a leader, and it's really low-level, borderline gaslighting your organization when you don't take responsibility collectively for any type of failures, especially if you're hanging on to what and you think that you can't give it to anybody else because for some reason there's some weird thing that's going to happen and you're going to be thought less of. Go share largest chunks of your knowledge and make people successful. You don't have to worry about them following you. It just happens naturally.
That's true. It does happen naturally. So what have been one of the hardest things in making leaders adapt?